to stimulate my mind with some metaphysical, fire-breathing conversation.
Today I'll be showing you all my tarot deck collection. Go ahead and like this video, comment down below on what your favorite tarot deck is, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Hello everyone, it's Destiny of Manifest by Destiny, and today I'm showing you all my tarot card collection. I want to show you my favorite tarot deck first. I have the Sun and Moon Tarot by Vanessa DeCourt, and this is the first deck that I ever purchased back in 2015. I don't know, how much was this one? My Sun and Moon, I feel like it was like 20 something dollars, $24, $25. But it shows the Fool card on the back of its deck. Why is this my favorite deck? I guess because it was my first one. I like that it has the black and white. Like, if you know me, I really like black and white with a pop of color. Usually neon yellow, highlighter yellow. I like this deck because it's not too big. Like, it's like the perfect size for my hands. A lot of decks have those large cards. I like this because it fits into my hand really well. One of my favorite cards, the Empress. My number one reason probably for enjoying this card is the fact that it has diversity. Like the King of Pentacles, look at him, he's brown. He has locks. The Hanged Man, he's like a lighter shade of brown, but he has locks as well. The Moon card, very, very beautiful. It has like the traditional symbols and all of that of the original tarot or the traditional tarot, but it also adds in the elements. It adds in Kabbalistic, I don't know how you would say it, but from that tradition. It also combines astrology. So I really like this deck. I enjoy mostly that it is diverse in the people that it shows on the decks. Like, look at the Magician. Beautiful. Next, I'll go with the African Tarot Journey of the Self deck. And this, as you can see, this is the perfect deck for my hands, right? I have little baby hands. This is literally made for me. This deck is interesting. It is an illustrated deck. So, like on the back, looks like this. On the front, the cards are all illustrated. The people are brown, like brownish red. So African, indigenous people are on these cards. So pretty. I want to say this is one of the decks that I bought like after my Sun and Moon deck, so this could have been my second deck. I really don't remember. I'll show you the box. The African Tarot Journey of the Self, Journey into the Self by Marina Romiti. It still has a tag, so this was $18.95, and there's the Empress card. Do I really have a favorite card from this deck? I don't think I do. Look at the Devil card. This is a very beautiful card. They're chained. What's love got to do with it? What's love got to do with it, you know? That's what that card makes me think. Next, I'll show you my African American Tarot deck. These are beautiful cards. This is one of the cards that I just got from the New Moon and Scorpio reading. The Five of Chalices, or Five of Cups. You see in the forefront there's imagery, and in the back there's imagery. This beautiful deck connects traditional African imagery with African American imagery. And in the guidebook, it gives you the names of like the god or the deity or the orisha that the depiction in the front is based off of. But in the back, it also gives you information about the person in the background. Like for instance, if that was Rosa Parks in the background, it would have her in the background and explain how her story or her life relates to the Five of Cups. I like this one, the Two of Wands. There's a baby there. And at the top you see a ghost, a spirit, a phantom. And then you see a man bull riding. So it'll give you the history of that person on the bull rider and the history of the like African deity or Orisha's god that it's channeled after. And it gives you like a way that they connect. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. This probably is my favorite card from the deck. A Judgment card. Look at that. There's a ram in the sky. Look at our ancestors. They're rising from the dead, or from sleep, from their slumber, returning back to where they came from, or rejoicing. This is the box for the African American Tarot deck. It was written by Jamal R. and the artwork was done by Thomas Davis. Yeah, and this deck, I feel like it was created for Afro-Americans, African Americans, for the people of the Black culture, people of the African diaspora. So I feel like this is a really good deck for us to have to channel our ancestors. Like I like to work with this deck to channel my ancestors, and the African tarot to channel my ancestors. I feel like most of my decks have a theme to them. Comment down below if you catch what theme I have in most of my decks. Next, I have the Afro-Brazilian Tarot. And I like these cards because they're very thin. Like, so they're light. They're easy to shuffle. They move fast and they're not heavy. So here is the Afro-Brazilian Tarot deck box. And it says it's a channel for the beneficial forces. It's a channel for the beneficial forces of an ancient magic. The divinities of Afro-Brazilian Santeria tied with the immortal archetypes of the tarot. When I read that, really I just saw the imagery and I was like, I need that. I need that. And then when I read it, I was like, oh yeah, that's the one. But I'll show you this deck, some images from it. Four of Cups. So together I feel like they're doing offerings. They're doing their magic, working their magic together. The Queen of Cups. And I feel like this deck definitely channels the Orishas. King of Cups. It's very beautiful. But more than anything, I enjoy the back of these cards. Like, something about that figure really moves me. And I just really connect to this deck. This is a deck that I got when I was in New Orleans. Yeah, this is a deck that I got when I was in New Orleans. It was in my last, not my most recent witchy haul, but in my New Orleans Spiritual Tools haul, I showed this deck. This is one of the earlier decks that I've had. This is the Tarot of the Orishas. Very simple design on the back. So this is the companion guidebook for the for the Tarot of the Orishas. And this book is so in-depth. Like, it gives information about things beyond the actual tarot deck. It goes into it gives definitions of like things from different spiritual practices or religions. It gives spreads or layouts you can use. It teaches you how to do rituals with your cards. Talks about magic, talks about the elements, talks about the chakras. It talks about astrology. Like, I love this book. And most guidebooks are like small little paper books, but this is like a real book. This is something that you can just read for the hell of it, even if you don't have the tarot deck. Like, I've seen they sell these separately on like Amazon or online. This deck is really cool because it has the traditional major arcana with the orishas on there, or with different aspects. And then here it has like it has element cards, so the fire element, and then it shows the fire signs over here, right here, the fire signs. Yansa Oya. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It is beautiful. It really embodies her energy, and it's a powerful card whenever you get it. I feel like any card or any reading that I do with this deck is very, very powerful. Here's Yeminya or Yeminya. On here it uses I think like the Spanish interpretation of the Orisha's names. I really enjoy this karma card. It's balance. It's using your eyes, being aware. There's the Ankh, so there's life. In the beginning of your life and the end of your life, you will have to seek balance. What goes around comes around. This is another really pretty card. The Earth. So like the World card. The Sun. So there's a lot of like African spirituality and symbolism in these cards. But as you saw with the Orishas, they are of like a lighter skin tone. I don't know if that's because they wanted to make it ambiguous, because, you know, anybody can be of a lighter skin tone. I mean, anybody can be of a darker skin tone too, but usually that melanin indicates you have some African blood. So there is a darker person in this deck. And I mean, the Oshun card. Now this card, look at that. If that card don't tell you everything you need to know, I don't know what does. Eshu, Elekpa. Beautiful imagery. I think I'm gonna work with this deck today. I'm feeling the energies. Yeah, but and this one, this is literally probably, I don't know if I said I had a favorite, but this is my favorite card from this deck, the Devil. The Devil's like my favorite card from every deck because it's so intense. And I have an ancestor who speaks to me through this card. And this one, it's different from the usual Devil card. It doesn't have the lovers on there. It doesn't have the chains. It's just showing you the devil. Or it's showing you this figure, person, animal, person, you know? The female Eshu. This is a beautiful card. So next we have the Rider Waite, or the Rider Tarot deck. Like the traditional original tarot. For lovers, pretty card. I like that the people are yellow on this deck, or like of a tan complexion, so they're not white skinned. is really big for me to have a deck that is like racially ambiguous, or it shows people that look like me. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, but right now I'm just working with this deck to learn more about the original symbols and the original tarot traditions and archetypes, you know? And so I keep it in a little wooden bowl. I keep it on my altar. Every day I pick a card, study it, and do a mini reading for myself with it. Here I have a set of traditional playing cards. I got it at the Afro Punk in Atlanta. I don't know, probably like 2 years ago. I still had locks. So it must have been like 2018 probably. It comes with a card to tell you how to play poker. Maybe I should read that. I really don't like playing card games. I think that's why I don't like playing card games. Because my spirit is like, no, you're supposed to read the cards for people. So yeah, I purchased this card because it was these cards because they're vintage and they have beautiful imagery on them. And I want to learn how to read tarot from a traditional playing deck. Look at the Queen. Isn't she lovely? Look at that ace though. That's intense. That's... Look, another Queen. And look at this King with his fist up. Black power. Here I have the Secrets of Tarot deck. And this is something that I purchased from the 5 and Below store, believe it or not. And I really don't use this deck, and you'll see why. But I got it because it was $5. Like, who's not gonna buy a $5 tarot set? Look at that. If anything else, I love the artwork on the back. It has like the traditional symbols. But look at the figures on the card. I think you'll be able to tell why I really don't use this. It's great to work with if you're just learning because it gives you like a explanation on the card. But the people don't really look like me. So I don't connect to these cards. It's beautiful. I like that it's like pop art or clip art or collage art or something, you know? But yeah, it's not my jam. I may start working with it more to do readings on Instagram though. Empress. You see the words that it gives, like the little description. And I don't know, you guys, I think this is my last deck. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck. And by the box, I'm sure you can tell this is like a gigantic deck. This deck is beautiful. It's very diverse. Like there is a person of Pacific Islander or Asian descent. There's people with fair skin. Like if you see the High Priestess, what does it say? Listen. Listen basically to your intuition probably. The High Priestess, I'm assuming she's supposed to be a woman of color. Yeah, she's a woman of color. I love this deck because it has chakra cards in here. My favorite card of this deck is the Magician card. It says manifest. And I think you know why. But yeah, that manifest card really, really speaks to me. Lately, when I've been doing readings for people with this card, or for myself, or just general readings, like full moon readings, I've been getting the sacral chakra card a lot. Yeah, but this deck, I like it. It's simple and easy to work with, very straight to the point. It is centered around the heart, so it's more centered around relationships and connections with others and like love. But it can be used just as any other regular tarot deck if you know the normal archetypes and symbols and meanings of the cards. See, look, it's so big. Like shuffling with this, I have to like extend my hands, you know? So yes, that is my tarot deck collection. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below on what your favorite deck is, or if you don't work with tarot, say which one you kind of enjoyed from this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also above anything else, go ahead and share my video, share my channel with your friends, with your coworkers, with your family. Introduce them to something new. If you know that they enjoy divination, astrology, spirituality, or just watching someone live their life, send them to this channel. Until next time, everyone, bye.